Welcome to IJustWatched. I'm Joseph. We're about to discuss the 10 worst movies of 2023 in my opinion, my biggest letdowns. Something I didn't mention in my top 10 is that I don't make these lists going off of awards, going off of how much money it made, anything like that. I literally just go off the fact that, do I want to rewatch this? Yes or no? Did it make me want to do research? Did I love it so much that I want to tell people to watch it? Do I regret watching this? Do I want to tell people not to watch it? Was it an experience or was it a horrible experience? That's what I go based off of, how it made me feel. Did it do its job when I was in that theater? Did I forget about everything else and was I in this world and did I enjoy being there? That being said, starting with number 10 and going to number 1 being the worst. Number 10, Asteroid City. I'm not a huge fan of this director to begin with. Wes Anderson. This movie's not bad technically, as a movie, the technical parts, the direction, the grading, it's fine, but it's boring. It was bland. I was sitting there just bored out of my mind waiting for it to end, and it felt like it took forever, to be honest. Number 9, Meg 2, The Trench. I didn't expect this movie to be good. I didn't really care. Like, the first one was surprisingly decent. And this one, before they come out of the trench itself, was setting up to be like this spy sci-fi thriller. And I was like, this might be good. And then they leave the trench and it became a goofy, sloppy mess. And it hurt the heart. Because I was like, they're about to surprise me again and make a decent film. And that shit went right out the window real quick. Number 8 is Renfield. I mean, I understand why some might like it, but I hate this over-the-top everything. Like the over-the-top fight scenes for no reason. The over-the-top Dracula version they did for Nicolas Cage and how Renfield was ripping arms off and hitting people with it. Like, it didn't work for me. It wasn't funny. The story was dumb and lackluster. There wasn't any moment where I cared for anyone. It didn't make me give a damn about anything or anyone, and it felt like a giant waste of time. Number 7, The Exorcist, Believers. There was moments in this film that I really wanted to like, and I thought some things were done well. And then it loses itself in trying to be as good or better than the original and trying so hard to do something different and be grand and a spectacle. It lost me. And that's why I was like everything it was trying to do that was good was thrown away in this shitty attempt at being something it's not. Number 6, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And I mean, I could simply put this as I'd rather watch Crystal Skull than this. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I think Crystal Skull represents Indy better than this one does. Number 5, Strays, where I thought this movie had the makings of being a really good movie. I didn't expect it to be a game changer, especially understanding that it is a spoof comedy, an adult comedy at that. I'm just kind of tired of it. I feel like that's all we're getting now is this over-the-top comedy, this over-the-top fight scenes. This if it's not bigger and better and colorful and in your face all the time, you know what we have to do to make this funny? Everything has to be a joke, including the story, including these character arcs. Everything has to be funny. Ha 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 ha. Number 4 is Fast X, Fast 10, Fast and the Furious 10. I mean, the others, yes, I know there's these giant spectacle popcorn films, and I expect that, so I don't expect anything game-changing. But, this movie just... The one thing they had going for them, 4 through 7, if I remember correctly, 4 through 7, yes, they're outlandish and they do some wild shit. They still felt real where the consequences mattered. People got hurt, people died. A decision they made had life or life-lasting consequences. And now everyone's back from the dead. No one stays dead. Everyone's superhuman. We can do whatever we want without any consequences. We're just gonna spoof it along and be goofy and crazy and wacky and have shitty CGI. Whack, boring. Next, please. And number 3 is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, where this movie had the making of greatness. It should have been this event, these consequences that changed the game, setting up everything that's coming with the multiverse, Kang and everything. It didn't do that. It was this over-the-top jokes. You gotta laugh at this. Everything has to be funny. And then these have pre-existing material. It should be easy. Number 2, because I gotta move on, is Peter Pan and Wendy. Oh, this movie is god-awful. They changed the dynamic. Like, I understand that people want to do differences or make changes and kind of give their own little takes and twists to characters to make them updated or new. But does no one sit there and go like, you know what? If we make these changes, this character right here, the one we're bringing to life, is going to be a completely different character. Their motivation, what they represent, who they are, is going to be completely different. Does no one sit there and go, cool, maybe we can't make that change? And that's what this movie did. That was Peter Pan and Wendy and Hook, but by name only. I hate when they do that. Any movie, any show, any entity that does that to pre-existing characters, that lore. Because this isn't Peter Pan and Wendy, we're going to make a movie from the original little story, but no. Don't give me that BS answer. None of them are that. These are live action representations of the animated film. Use those as your base. You should be hitting those. It bugs me so much. And number one is a nice combination of everything I've discussed up to this point, and that's The Flash. And I don't care how much Michael Keaton is in it. That doesn't justify this movie being so sloppy. It doesn't justify this movie having some of the worst CG I've seen in my life. On top of that, the jumbled mess that this story is, the fact that they were forced to make clear changes that completely change the dynamic of this film. This movie is lackluster. There's one good thing in this movie, and that was, I can't remember her name, but she played Supergirl. I liked her in it. That's it. Everything else is terrible. And I don't care that Michael Keaton's in it. Yes, I like him in his 89 and Forever. Those are great movies. I enjoy him. He is not the best Batman. I'm sorry, but that is my opinion. I understand if he's the best for you, that is fine. That being said, that does not give you a blank check or a free ticket to be like, he's in it so much, this movie's great. No, you're letting nostalgia win, all right? I get it. There's moments where a movie could falter, but if there's nostalgia, it could pick up. But when it's this bad, are we really going to excuse it because there was nostalgia in it? Come on, people. We're better than that. But you know how it is. That's my 10 worst movies of 2023. You know, I'd love to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions, your thoughts, agree, disagree. I know there's definitely some you disagree with, and I'd like to hear why. And what would you put on your 10 worst of 2023? I'd love to hear that for sure. Please bring it on. I love that conversation. And lets me learn about you. Maybe we can have a discussion and you'll learn a little bit about me. But until next time, stay safe, be well, y con mucho amor. Adios.